ni kan macam Cikgu Yasmin cakap lah, macam everyone comes with, okay, what is the definition of STEM? Everyone wants to define STEM. And we all know that defining STEM may be defined, kita memberikan satu takrifan kepada STEM bergantung pada konteks dan juga kita punya ruang lingkup kerja kita lah, for example. So for us, for both of us today, and what we do, what Skolar Academy is all about and what we are looking forward to is actually the context of education. And bila kita cakap tentang education, kita sedang bercakap tentang murid-murid, kanak-kanak berusia 7 years old up to di sekolah menengah lah. So dalam masa kami berkongsi sedikit sebanyak tentang pandangan kami, saya juga ingin menjemputlah kita punya everyone who is watching with us to also participate in what you think is STEM as well. Bukan hanya data dari kami, so it will help us fit together because I think one very interesting thing about this whole program yang we are going to bring for you, we want it to be owned by everyone. Maksudnya, it's not just program ini bila kita tawarkan, program ini milik a certain organization. This is how it is. Kita nak benda tu lebih kepada growth. It can keep changing bergantung kepada keperluan anak, murid, peserta-peserta dalam program, ibu bapa, the stakeholders and everyone. So everyone have a say. And jika ada, okay, sila lontarkan bersama dalam ruangan chat untuk bersama-sama lah. So coming back to defining STEM itself in what I understand and experience as an educator who is very passionate about STEM and working together with banyak guru-guru dan rakan-rakan dalam bidang STEM, it's definitely something beyond the 4 subjects. I think a lot of time kita ingat STEM is okay, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Dan kita ada banyak orang persoalkan di mana engineering dia, di mana matematik dia. We are not interested in that. Because in the end of the day, if you are going to look at STEM sebagai satu disiplin yang silo masing-masing, then why are we even talking about STEM? Because STEM is about a whole big mindset and idea how we bring all this together. So bila kita look at one building, a structure, for example, something that everybody boleh relate, oh cantiknya bangunan tu. Everybody can look at it. And then where is that STEM in it? Creating that curiosity, understanding about dia terlalu banyak, sangat-sangat detail, sangat-sangat banyak. But what can a 7-year-old learn from that? And what can a 16-year-old learn from that whole big idea of a building and satu benda yang kita nampak. So I think STEM education atau STEM itself, kalau kita ambil dalam konteks pembelajaran, is a lot about connecting everything around us. Semua yang kita buat ini dia ada interconnection, ada perkaitan antara satu sama lain. So how do we see the value in this, and how kita ada satu mindset on how to understand it as a big picture, I think would be the easiest way to summarize what STEM is. What do you think, Kak Min?
Saya nak share satu cerita lah. Daripada cerita ni perkongsian daripada if I'm not mistaken, dia Petroscience, CEO Petroscience pada masa tu. She told me a story yang she pergi ke Jerman. Then people always ask her, what is STEM kan? Kenapa you are so passionate about STEM? Especially when she hates Petroscience. So what happened was that dia kata dia pergi ke Jerman dan dia pergi ke satu sekolah. And sekolah tu ada of course murid daripada primary 7 years old dengan sampai ke secondary. Kalau nak misalkan bukan 7 5 years old lah dia punya lowest ni. Dan dia kata dekat situ masa dia macam first syllabus of the year sama untuk semua standard, and rupanya mereka mencipta kerusi. Okay, so semua cipta kerusi daripada yang 5 tahun kepada yang umur 16 tahun. So saya macam okay, build a chair. Dan lepas tu dia kata tapi build a chair murid yang 5 tahun tu dia hanya build a chair yang sesuai untuk diri dia, untuk dia duduk dalam kelas. So dia perlu buat daripada plastik dan dia punya tools semua tu macam murid diajar bagaimana apa yang bahaya dengan tools dia. Okey, maknanya seawal 5 tahun mereka dah diajar okey macam mana nak gunakan tools, what are the danger, macam mana nak ketuk dengan selamat dan sebagainya, dan cipta satu kerusi yang sesuai untuk dia. Dan saya pun tanya, dan apa beza dengan murid umur 16 tahun? Dia kata, ya, yeah, they also created a chair tapi macam gaming chair. So nampak tak di situ ada peningkatan dari segi ilmu tersebut, dan at the same time kenapa dia fall dalam STEM? Kerana dia memang solve a problem. Murid nak duduk, kan? So murid nak duduk tu tujuannya apa? Murid yang masih kecil 5 tahun dia hanya perlukan satu kerusi tu, mudahkan hidup dia untuk dia duduk. Tapi murid yang lebih besar dia memerlukan kerusi untuk pelbagai tujuan yang lain. Jadi I look at STEM as macam orang kata apa? Solves the problem of the world. Banyak benda yang kita solve hari ini adalah berasaskan STEM. Kita tak boleh letak macam, oh, this is actually science, this is actually math. Sebenarnya it goes well together. Macam gambar yang kita tengah tengok sekarang ni kan. Okay. So kalau kita letak satu kanta macam ni dekat huruf, setiap huruf ni, memang kita akan rasa terganggu dengan setiap huruf tu represent apa. Tapi bila kita look at it like holistically, like STEM, so to me, we can see that, these are connected. Everything is connected. But at the end of the day, how much knowledge the student can get and how much they can use it to solve the problem that they're facing. So kita kalau boleh kita nak bukan create lagi dah. Kita macam nak nurture and kita nak kind of force, okay, students nowadays macam kalau you ada satu masalah, ciptalah solutionnya. Bukan pergi ke kedai, cari solution dan beli. Okay, you're just like, the end user. Kita kalau boleh kita nak didik student untuk mempunyai daya pemikiran yang sangat kuat dan bukan macam fikir, okay, belilah. Macam tu. Macam as if macam money solves everything. Tapi to get money, you have to be resilient juga kan. And at the same time, dia boleh create a career path untuk students. Biarlah apa orang kata pun, tapi to me there's still orang kata apa? It is still a career path yang menguntungkan, menguntungkan murid, menguntungkan masa depan, menguntungkan negara, especially negara lah. Sebab kita tak nak negara kita berhenti sekadar seorang pengguna. So bila ada kejatuhan wang ringgit ke apa semua, kita dah tak resilient, kita dah tak boleh nak face the situation, mengeluh hari-hari di social media, okay, nilai mata wang kita tinggi lah, nilai mata wang kita rendah tu menyusahkan dan sebagainya. But if we are actually resilient, kita hanya tengok tu sebagai satu cabaran dunia, tapi at the same time kita fikir, okay, what is the solution? Apa problem yang kita ada? So this is why I felt that semua student layak dan belajar subjek ini. Tapi cara belajar tu mungkin berbeza. Sebab it depends on how you approach the topic. What do you think, Anuthra? Okay tak?
Betul lah tu Kak Cikgu Yasmin. So meaning to say, macam I was so interested with the chair punya story lah, because I think benda tu paling senang kita nak faham. Sebab kalau kita lihat curriculum kita sendiri pun, we have the same theme. Kita ada tema yang sama, but we are going into deeper and deeper and deeper, because kita bukan lagi berada dalam era yang mana saya tahu banyak benda, it's a good thing. Tapi sebenarnya saya tahu satu benda tapi saya mendalami benda tersebut. So I think STEM gives us that platform, that ticket or that avenue. For example, macam tadilah budak yang 5 tahun, umur 5 tahun, apa yang dia nampak dengan kerusi, dengan apa yang 16 years old akan lihat pada inovasi kerusi ataupun structure kerusi itu akan berada dari aspek yang sangat berbeza. And they all contribute to the same thing, right? And in the end of the day, correct, the problem solving part. So we always talk about SDG, standard, sustainable development goals. We talk about SDG so much, tapi kita hanya sedang banyak acap kali bila kita cakap tentang SDG ni, we are telling the kids, but we are never getting them to actively be part of SDG. Kan? So I think that is one thing that we are also trying our very, very best to do in STEM education, because STEM education allows us the luxury to solve problems. And solving problems can be as simple, small, daily life problems yang murid-murid hadapi. And that is that kind of skill and mindset we want to bring in when we talk about STEM. Kan, Cikgu Yasmin?
Betul, betul Anuthra, betul, betul. So, so anyone here would like to say something about this? Kalau tak, then maybe kita move on to our next orang kata apa macam discussion, okay, of the day. Okay, saya tak dapat tengok chat. Okay, yes, solving little things that matters, betul. Okay. Okay. Bila kita cakap pasal STEM, okay, bila kita sebut grassroots level issue, macam mana pendapat Anuthra? Sebab saya selalu macam fikir kalau nak buat macam aktiviti STEM, contoh macam kat sekolah, nampak macam okay, kalau macam bila saya pergi bagi talk dan sebagainya, rata-rata yang hadir tu akan kata susahlah nak buat aktiviti STEM, tak cukup bahan, okay, macam nak makmal tak cukup, makmal serba tak lengkap, ya. Tapi saya rasa STEM ni bukan, I think pandemik, okay, masa pandemik tu dah membuktikan STEM ni tak perlu berada di makmal, tak perlu berada di orang kata apa, ada all the modern tools of the world, tetapi macam mana kita look around us and guna bahan-bahan ataupun yang berada di sekeliling kita untuk kata apa, move forward. Tapi kalau kita perhatikan grassroots level ni sebenarnya sangat penting, kerana this is the part where everyone felt either they are connected or disconnected dengan perkataan STEM tu sendiri. So macam mana Cikgu Anuthra? Rasa macam mana?
Yeah. So betul lah kata Cikgu Yasmin tu. Bagi saya pun sama juga, saya agree bahawa pandemik tu merupakan satu titik turning point yang sangat-sangat signifikan dalam pendidikan STEM sebenarnya. Pendidikan STEM dia bukan baru. Dia sudah pun dihebahkan to all teachers at the grassroots level, even educators and parents, people in the community. But it was never taken that serious until pandemic hit us. So those who survived the early times of pandemic were those who embraced STEM. Wouldn't you say that, Cikgu Yasmin? Right? Would you agree?
Definitely.
Yeah. So we were talking about why there were a group of people who didn't know what to do when something was so huge happened, like few months, nobody know what to do, whereas a group of people kan, dia dapat solve that problem. Dia dapat, at that point of time, dia tak payah tunggu orang, tak payah tunggu KPM bagi tahu macam ni nak ajar. Dia tak payah tunggu community bagi tahu kita buat macam ni. Ada bantuan macam ni, tak payah. Dia solve problem di tempat dia. So, if I take that moment 3 years ago, when we were all at that point of time, so what was the issue there? Awareness, understanding of what STEM actually is. It's a huge issue even until today. Sampai hari ini, kadang-kadang kita fikir, STEM ni mesti pergi pertandingan. Kita ada banyak misconception di sini. STEM ni mesti nak menang ni, menang tu. STEM mesti macamnya, you program ni, you macam programmer, engineer. It's really, really very frustrating, because bila kita dipersoalkan macam tu, bila semua orang cakap there's a fixed mindset of the definition of STEM and this is STEM. So a lot of people say ini tak ada kaitan dengan saya. It has nothing to do with me. I cannot do this. You see? It's okay, we leave it to those who can do it. Bandar je boleh buat. Yang kaya je boleh buat. Sekolah tu je yang boleh buat. We start to larikan diri instead of actually trying to think about what we can do. So that itself dah embody the need of STEM education and the mindset within the community itself pun at the grassroots level. So when we fail to understand STEM master grassroots level, maka kita pun dengan mudah advocate kepada semua orang, oh ini kita tak boleh buat.
Mm.
It is such a very sad thing to see.
Mm.
Sebab just if kalau at the grassroots level kita semua faham, parents faham, community faham, cikgu faham, so resources is no longer going to be a question. It's not going to be an issue. Biarlah kalau kami di kawasan pedalaman 3 sekalipun, we can proudly tell you we can do STEM. Because it's not so much about what others have, we don't have. But I think the issue at grassroots level is understanding how to build on what we have around us, what we have in front of us, what we have within the community, and how we help each other and connect each other to make, to empower STEM education, to make it significant and, helpful for our students. So that is one very, very important main issue, I think, is at the grassroots level. Cikgu Yasmin, maybe you want to add?
Saya rasa more on like maybe parents punya thoughts and worries kan, sebab STEM in Malaysia ni banyak associated with kita label STEM stream kan sekarang ni. So murid yang nak pursue STEM kena ambil subjek macam physics, chemistry, biology, math semua tu. Dan kita pun tahu di Malaysia sekarang the percentage is not that high, tak capai apa hasrat kementerian itself. Okay, and ni ada banyak dia macam berkait dengan parents sebenarnya kan, berkait dengan parents. So bagaimana parents tengok STEM education tu sendiri, adakah dia akan menguntungkan? Sebab I think ada discussion juga yang saya pernah baca, these parents kata anak dia yang tak ambil STEM stream dapat result yang lebih baik daripada anak yang ambil STEM stream, dan anak dia punya peluang nak pergi ke higher education level tu macam lebih banyak, okay, berbanding dengan pelajar yang ambil STEM stream dan dapat result yang tidak berapa baik. So, one small conversation macam ni boleh terus terbalikkan the whole perception on.
I know, right? That's that.
Terbalikkan everything, because you straight away show how not beneficial it is for your child to take, no offense to any parents out there, because okay, kita semua parents kat sini, tapi how we approach that, sebab anak tu ability ni lain-lain kan, okay, tapi to me it's like semua murid patut diberi peluang untuk ambil orang kata apa, STEM stream ni. Dia bukan macam siapa yang minat sahaja, sebab it creates to me macam musician sendiri. Kalau musician pun dia perlu ada pengetahuan STEM. Kalau tak, dia tak boleh nak tune gitar dia, piano dia kan, sebab itu semua it's a STEM approach. Cuma STEM in music, STEM in arts. So but it's still the root of it is still STEM. Okay, Cikgu Anuthra, kalau nampak dekat meeting chat sekarang daripada Encik Abdul Aziz, do we need STEM curriculum? Because the panel raised the issues that teachers don't understand about STEM and how to do it in the classroom.
So yeah, so I was thinking that so basically that's a great question. I mean, meaning to say it's just what we are trying to say here is that at that point of time, the issue we faced at that point of time was because of, this is technology lah, suddenly sounds. Sorry, there was some gangguan bunyi. Anyway, right. So going back to what curriculum, when we talk about STEM curriculum, sebenarnya kita tak perlu pun satu curriculum just for STEM, because we have STEM package lah kan. Kita dah ada introduce STEM package di mana kita nak murid-murid kita sedar bahawa we are no longer talking about science stream, 9 science stream, what we used to talk about before this. Because when we talk about STEM package, we are allowing a more holistic approach to STEM education. So it goes with skills and values. I don't know if Cikgu Yasmin agree or not. But then I think the most important point here is for teachers to understand at the grassroots level is it's not only about the teachers. Sebenarnya bila kita cakap satu community ni, dia sebenarnya satu ecosystem. The education ecosystem doesn't belong only to teachers, but the education ecosystem belongs to many people that helps to play that role. For example, we have the ministry, we have the JPN, we have the PPD, then we also have the community, the society, the people at the local, everyone being part of that. So all these will support. A lot of times, kalau saya dari pihak seorang guru lah kan, so from the voice of a teacher, kadang-kadang challenge kita ni, we want to do what is ideal, but that's not what the parents support, or that's not what the community support. So it's like the gap between the understanding that's happening, and to answer that question also is to that's why there are so many sharings about STEM, and there's a lot of training as well for STEM teachers. And I think building capacity is an ongoing process, and I believe that is definitely a way forward for us to help that issue, to tackle that issue with some teachers probably need more exposure to what STEM education means and what it dictates.
I agree with you, and I think which is why we are also here. Okay, sebab this is like a platform kan untuk kita create better sharing, especially our approach is to parents sebab teachers themselves sebenarnya ada ongoing, orang kata apa, ongoing
Professional development.
yeah, okay, macam CPD lah kan, okay, ongoing professional development untuk teachers. Tapi the same orang kata apa, knowledge transfer to parents ni to me very limited. It depends on the parents kan, daripada mana dia nak dapat. So hence why we are here, okay, in Skolar Futures, okay, under the pillar of STEM. Ya, sebab kita nak macam impart the knowledge to parents and subsequently the students. Sebab after all, the students yang akan kata apa, face this in future kan, sebab kita nak create future ready students somehow. So this is why we are here. Okay.
And I think we also welcome a lot of feedbacks, opinions from the parents, because we want this to be equally shared and owned. Kan, Cikgu Yasmin? Because a lot of time curriculum atau program designed, what we think is good, probably we fail to see from the perspective of a parent, or we fail to see from the perspective of another entity in the ecosystem. So it would really be great if we can get feedbacks and we can get active involvement throughout the program, not only throughout the development of the program, but I think one of the key strengths of what we are going to offer is that active involvement of parents in the STEM program that we are crafting for the students.
Betul. Okay, I hope that answer the question ya, Encik Abdul Aziz. Okay, maybe we can address ni juga, Anuthra, some misconception in STEM education or the STEM itself. Sebab misconception is very crucial kerana perkataan STEM ni macam sensitif kan. Kita ada kita memang tahu, especially those yang betul-betul ambil tahu tentang orang kata apa, the education punya issues in Malaysia. We have a group of individuals yang tak suka STEM. Ada juga yang kata okay, STEM ni hanya untuk orang tertentu sahaja. Like even in school pun murid kata STEM ni sebenarnya untuk murid kelas depan kan, bukan untuk murid-murid kelas belakang, contohnya kan. Okay, kita bawa bahasa murid lah di sini. Dan juga STEM ni hanya untuk murid yang join club STEM je. Kita yang tak join club STEM tak payah buat apa-apa. So ni to me is like a big misconception. And lagi satu, the orang kata apa, in fact parents and maybe some teachers juga yang fikir STEM education ni lebih sesuai kepada academically inclined student. Sedangkan it's not about, of course it's kena belajar kan, ilmu tu kena acquire, tapi dia bukan kata kalau murid tu boleh menghafal dengan baik dan dialah murid yang academically inclined dan dialah yang layak berada di bidang STEM, ya, sebab masyarakat dan dunia sendiri macam stereotype kan, STEM ni associated dengan pekerjaan yang biasa kita tahu ataupun dengar, which is like doctor, engineer, macam tu kan. Tapi sebenarnya it goes way more than that. So what do you think, Anuthra?
Ya, so betul, misconception ni itulah. First of all, kita kena tengok beyond the STEM. That's the first thing we have to do, because the misconception yang selalu arise, STEM ni kepada subjek STEM je. Lepas tu bila kelas sains, kelas bukan sains ni kita rebrand, okay, the KPM came up with STEM A, STEM B, STEM C, semua tu mulalah pula kita label STEM A tu murid kelas pandai. Macam sedangkan STEM A, STEM B, STEM C ini, STEM is for everyone. What we actually try to bawa ialah you can choose your elective in a way that supports your interest, skill, and all these skills that we are trying to impart. We are trying to allow these students to learn and embrace, sebenarnya adalah benda-benda yang mungkin ibu bapa rasa macam itu budak tak pandai. Because dia masih ada understanding that budak pandai ni nak jadi doktor, nak jadi engineer. Kan? Sedangkan misconception ni sepatutnya sudah tidak wujud. Sedangkan STEM ini bukannya untuk melabel murid kita berada di mana, because siapa-siapa sahaja pun sebenarnya terlibat dalam penyelesaian masalah. Everybody is involved in troubleshooting problems and solving problems every single day. Again, I would like to bring back our attention to how small things that we solve. Just putting something to, just to put something, elevate, kita letak structure, nak letak benda tu lebih stabil pun, dah STEM sebenarnya. So, why are we even categorizing? Because we are so used to ranking and categorizing, grading. So, benda ni lah yang menyebabkan the true understanding of STEM tu tak dapat dicapai. So this misconception here that STEM is for the best, for the good, for the rich, whereas, when we are in a place where we don't have access to internet, we cannot do STEM. We don't have technology, we cannot do STEM. Sedangkan the understanding of what technology is doesn't necessarily mean technology is gadget. Doesn't necessarily mean technology comes with internet access. So I think these are some of the misconceptions that often happens, especially di suburb ataupun rural areas and interior areas lah juga. Because community selalu fikir, itu bukan, kita tak boleh buat. Because it dictates us to have so many things in place, baru kita boleh buat. Atau anak saya tak pandai, anak saya tak boleh buat. So that's one thing lah. Dia mekanik, dia minat mekanik. Sedangkan today we acknowledge the importance of TVET, how TVET and STEM goes hand in hand, right? And how important it is to build that skill and allow our students to have that skills, because these skills are marketable and it's in demand. Betul tak, Cikgu Yasmin?
Betul. Saya tertarik dengan apa Cikgu Anuthra beritahu tu, ya, sebab saya pernah jumpa dengan seorang pemuda. Masa tu saya ke Australia. So saya berjumpa dengan this one pemuda ni. Dia umur dia 20, kalau tak salah saya masa tu umur dia 22. Okay. And then bila saya bercakap dengan dia, dia dah bekerja dan gaji dia 18,000 AUD. Okay. Umur 22 tahun, 18,000 AUD. Kemudian kerja dia apa? Dia buat nut dengan bolt. Okay. Nut dengan bolt ni basically nut dengan bolt khas untuk kandang lembu. Sebab dia kawasan tu ialah kawasan Perth. Perth banyak ladang lembu. So bila saya tanya dia, buat nut and bolt. Dia kata ya, sebab dia kata bila dia habis je high school, sebab memang ayah dia own kawasan ladang, dan dia kata ada course ini. Tapi dalam peringkat tak salah diploma sahaja, diploma bukan degree, dan buat nut and bolt. Of course dia punya orang kata apa, the science behind it, tapi bahasa pasarnya yang kita tengah borak masa tu, dia belajar nak buat nut and bolt yang terbaik, okay, untuk kandang lembu dia. Okay, masa tu ramai lagi orang yang mendengar dan mereka semua macam ketawa. Mereka cakap, really? Betul ke you dapat 18,000 kerana buat nut and bolt? Kemudian dia kata, I am the best nut and bolt maker, okay, in this state, dia kata. Okay, masa tu pun orang gelak lagi sebab bila dia kata I'm the best maker for the nut and bolt, orang cakap, nut and bolt boleh pergi beli kat kedai. Dia kata no, dia buat nut and bolt yang sangat special, di mana kalau dia buat nut and bolt tu, lembu dia yang badan lembu yang besar-besar tu, langgarlah pagar tu macam mana pun, pagar tu tak akan rosak. Punya bagusnya nut and bolt dia. So boleh katakan that area tu memang semua orang cari dia. That's why dia punya gaji hampir 18,000 sebulan. So di situ pun kita dah nampak kan, nak buat nut and bolt ni sebenarnya STEM. Okay, memang STEM sebab dia solve the problem. Dia solve the problem, tapi perlukah dia, orang kata apa, di orang-orang di sekitar dia sendiri pun tak faham yang apa yang dia buat tu sebenarnya adalah satu, orang kata apa, aktiviti STEM, tapi aktiviti STEM yang menjamin kemenjadian diri dia sendiri, okay, di kawasan bapa dia, so dia boleh meneruskan legacy ayah dia. At the same time, okay, dia sendiri ada kejayaan dia sendiri, so dia bukan sekadar anak kepada seorang pengusaha ladang lembu. Okay, so orang kata dah berubah dah kehidupan dia, so dia masih tinggal dengan ibu bapa dia, tapi dia sendiri ada harga diri dan ada keupayaan untuk berjumpa dengan orang, dan dia tersenyum sahaja bila orang macam ada that misconception towards him. Tapi kita yang mendengar rasa macam, what can we do back here in Malaysia? Okay, what can we do? So I think I'm very fortunate lah to be able to meet, you know, cerita-cerita ni yang boleh membuatkan saya rasa macam I need to help my kids. I need to help more kids. Okay, and I think that's why we're here today. Yeah.
This actually reminds me of masa saya belajar when I was in a program when I was in US for half a year under ILAC program under Fulbright. Masa tu saya sangat ingat I was in Arizona State of University. So saya sangat tertarik dengan when I was going through the programs. Masa tu 10 years ago at that point of time. So dalam faculty engineering ni dia ada banyak kan, engineering, electrical, electronic and so on. Then I saw one part which is refrigerator engineering. So saya tertarik lah, takkanlah buat peti sejuk je you belajar 4 tahun. So I was like, macam tak boleh brain masa tu, 10 years ago me, just like that people who was making fun of that guy who's doing that nut and bolt lah kan, Cikgu Yasmin. So because saya tak faham, I didn't understand that if you are so good at one specific thing, you bring huge value to the whole ecosystem or the whole innovation product. Just like for example, kita bayar mahal-mahal untuk iPhone. That iPhone doesn't belong to that iPhone creator, but the many little components that is of the best quality that's put forward into a device so that the device can be sold in such an expensive price lah kan, yang dia ada dia market price and so on. So coming back to to what we are talking about now is sebenarnya kita dalam satu transition, I would say, Cikgu Yasmin, betul tak? Kita punya masyarakat ada yang dah bergerak selaras dengan IR 4.0, they are very advanced and so on. Tapi the bigger portion of our community is still stuck at the back. We don't know. Kita tak tahu macam mana nak move, macam mana nak understand. So that contributes to the misconception we have hari ini and makes things even more challenging for us. Betul tak, Cikgu Yasmin?
Ya, betul. Okay, kita ada kejap kita ada beberapa soalan.
Ada satu soalan daripada pada Cik Abdul Aziz. Dia
Ya.
tanya, is there any comprehensive research done by the school, IPG, universities or other shareholder and share to the public, especially parents and educators as important feedbacks to them? What is going on? Thank you. Comprehensive research dia tanya.
Pasti ada comprehensive research ni, tetapi whether it is being orang kata apa, published publicly is up to the researchers kan. Okay, and then it's up to the related shareholders untuk gather the information, sebab the information is all over the net. So takkan kita nak ketuk pintu satu rumah ke satu rumah untuk inform. Tapi I think memang ada research done. Sebab saya selalu je pergi ke research gate tu, memang bila type je STEM, memang there's a lot of research done on the STEM itself. Tapi depends on what kind of orang kata apa, macam topik ke ataupun what kind of approach yang you nak tahu. Sebab kita di sini hari ni bukan kita nak apa, macam intervene dengan apa yang berlaku di sekolah, dengan apa yang berlaku di IPG, university or anything. Tapi what we are trying to show here is that we are offering an approach, okay, to STEM to the children out there in Malaysia itself, okay. And we are basically gathering thoughts from parents juga. Okay, kalau ada apa-apa misconception in STEM dan sebagainya, so this is where we realign it. So kalau apa yang mungkin tak lengkap di sekolah ke ataupun di mana-mana, so kita nak lengkapkan. Kita nak isikan ruang kosong. So bukan kita nak compete ataupun kita nak put the blame game on anyone. Sebab saya tak nak blame teachers ke apa, because teachers have been doing wonderful things in school. Okay, tapi mampukah kita kejar 440,000 guru dan tanya setiap seorang, apa you dah buat untuk upheld STEM? Mungkin tak sampai 440,000 tu, tapi to me that is not the right thing yang kita nak discuss hari ni. Cuma kita nak cari satu jalan untuk melengkapkan kehidupan murid tersebut. So sebab kita tak tahu, that's why kita start dengan projek mimpi dulu. So murid sebenarnya dah ada dia punya idea. Okay, daripada sistem persekolahan yang dia dah lalui, dia dah ada satu idea. Cuma murid yang umur 7 hingga 9 tahun, mungkin projek mimpi dia tu agak terhad kepada apa yang dia lalui sepanjang lingkup hidup dia yang agak singkat tersebut. Okay, tapi of course program yang kita susun kepada murid-murid ini sepadan dengan rentak umur mereka, sepadan dengan gerak langkah mereka. So we are here as pelengkap. So pelengkap bermaksud kita memang nak sediakan, dan insyaAllah in future why not instead of being the pelengkap, kita lah provider. Tapi buat masa ni I don't think the blame game is supposed to be upheld today. Sebab tak orang kata apa, tak patut lah macam tu. Cuma kita nak cari satu titik perubahan di mana kita atasi all the misconception, kita lihat apa sebenarnya masalah utama dan kita macam sedarkan the public out there, okay, in terms of this STEM education. If you don't feel, okay, things are adequate for your children, so we are here to provide you something. Okay, macam mana Cikgu Anuthra?
Yeah, I totally agree lah. So macam bila kita cakap tentang okay, what is lacking, because kalau kita nak cakap, we talk about how many thousand schools and how many million students we have kan. Memang impossible lah kan kita nak scales, because bila kita cakap tentang education and we talk about student, we talk about learning, kita tak boleh tengok dia sebagai satu benda je. Dia sangat banyak variable, sangat banyak variable. It's easy for us to say, if you do this, it's going to change and directly, impact on this. That's not what we are concerned. So today, what we want to share is what we can do for parents, ibu bapa yang ada hari ini, ibu bapa yang mahukan sesuatu untuk anak-anak, because your children probably may not have that opportunity, right? So bila you feel that, okay, this is something I want for my kids. I want my kids to experience the learning, the true, the true joy of, thinking, creating, problem solving, all these skills that probably tak mampu mereka dapat di sekolah sebab we have curriculum, we have certain time set, resources and so on that is so limited di sekolah. And maybe what we can provide, kita berada di certain kawasan yang kita tak boleh cari benda tu. Okay, so here we are creating that platform whereby we provide you something that could close that gap. We have so many educational gap. If we go through like this research gate, we can look at so many educational gaps. So if we cannot solve the whole world problem, but we can always start solving one small gap. And I think that is what we are here today lah. Betul kan, Cikgu Yasmin?
Ya, ya, betul-betul. Okay, saya tengah tengok.
Dekat Facebook ada satu soalan, tapi yang ni daripada educators lah, bukan daripada parents. Boleh ke?
Okay, boleh kot sebab kita pun tak nampak dekat Facebook sekarang ni. Sebab saya share screen. Boleh tanya dulu.
Daripada Cikgu Poi, dia tanya, how can problem-based learning help student to learn STEM more deeply and retain the knowledge in long-term memory?
Macam ni, Cikgu Anuthra?
So I think that is basically going to be the core of this program sebenarnya. The whole idea of the 12 to 14 weeks program that we are going to have under the STEM pillar is going to be really relying so much on, we're going to start on having problem-based learning and project-based learning as our very important element dalam kita punya STEM education ni. Sebab okay, bila kita cakap tentang problem-based learning, first of all, we have to understand that the problem doesn't have to be big. It can be one very small problem, but the problem comes from something around that student, around us. Bukan some other country punya masalah kita nak solve, tak payah. It always start with what is around us. So allowing our students, our kids to actually start to truly go deep within them, start to really observe the surrounding, and then trying to relate to that surrounding, being more empathetic and starting to really see what is happening around them and what they really need to solve is definitely STEM without a doubt. Because the process of observing, analyzing, thinking about that whole problem, getting feedback, talking about it, creating solution, and constantly changing that solution by getting reviews from peers. All these things are the whole process of how we design a solution. So an engineer probably today is going to design a solution untuk masalah banjir, okay? But our kids can start that whole similar process, but solving a simple problem of them managing their time. It can be as simple as that. So in the end of the day, when they have a problem and they're able to solve that problem through that process, I think definitely they are going through a really deep understanding of how something works, and that definitely is the core of STEM education, I would say.
Okay, I think one more question before we break at 9:13. Is TVET is a direction for STEM?
Ya, TVET memang currently dia provide a big chunk of STEM. Tapi kalau kita nak betul-betul kata TVET tu is the direction for STEM pun tak boleh juga. Sebab tu pun another misconception. Tapi dia memang a stronghold of the word STEM itself. Ya. Sebab TVET creates the opportunity for so-called student yang mungkin tak nak pursue fully academic punya course, okay, like macam ambil di form 4 dan form 5 dan instead pergi ke arah TVET. Yeah, so I would say that maybe partial direction for STEM itself.
I would say it's more like a part of the ecosystem. So when we talk about like kalau negara sedang working towards building skilled, workforce yang ada skill-skill yang we are so much lacking today. So Tibet can provide one part of it, and STEM will provide one part of it. We work with each other, but we are definitely not the same, tapi we complement each other, and we are definitely part of the ecosystem that helps build that future ready workforce that we are looking forward to.
Okay, nampaknya kita punya speaker dah jawab beberapa soalan. Sekarang ni kita berada di misconception in the STEM. Okay, kebanyakan parent ni tak faham apa anak-anak nak sebenarnya. Apa skill anak-anak yang boleh kita kaitkan. Okay, buat masa sekarang ni, kita akan berehat sebentar. Jangan ke mana-mana lagi. Bersama kita lepas ni kembali.
Kau nak jadi apa? Apa impian awak?
Ialah saya tak nak orang pandang rendah kepada orang pandang besar, dan saya mahu membuka satu kedai, satu restoran seperti ayah saya.
Impian saya adalah menjadi player pingpong yang sangat handal sehingga masuk ke antarabangsa.
Impian saya untuk mengembara dunia.
Ada 3 jenis impian. Impian yang pertama adalah impian yang kita wariskan ataupun impian yang diwarisi, kita terima. Impian yang kedua adalah impian yang ditanam, implanted dream. Dan impian yang ketiga ialah impian diri sendiri. Dan apabila bercerita pasal impian yang kita wariskan, saya suka memetik kata-kata lebih kurang macam ni lah. Nak, belajarlah rajin-rajin. Kalau kau tak dapat jadi doktor, kau jadi cikgu pun okey. Kata-kata seorang ibu atau ayah yang tak dapat jadi doktor, tak dapat capai impian dia, maka dia cuba wariskan kepada anak. Dan anak itu tanpa memikirkan kapasiti anak tersebut, tanpa memikirkan situasi anak tersebut, dia membebankan sebenarnya impian dia yang tak kesampaian tu kepada anaknya. Setiap cikgu akan bercakap, tolong lulus subjek saya, tolong skor subjek saya, walau apa pun awak nak jadi. And that is a mismatch. Kalau murid tu nak jadi seorang musician tetapi dia berada dekat kelas sains, jadi dia terpaksa hadap impian tersebut yang ditanam oleh guru sahabat hari daripada di tingkatan 1 ataupun mungkin daripada tingkatan 4 sehinggalah tingkatan 5, 2 tahun. Impian ini kita tanam kepada murid-murid kita. Nak belajar rajin-rajin, dapat beasiswa, masuk universiti, insyaAllah keluar dapat kerja dengan kerajaan. Dan kerja kerajaan itu adalah kerja yang paling baik di Malaysia maupun di dunia ini. Anak saya kata nak jadi nelayan. So saya pelik lah kenapa nak jadi nelayan. Rupanya nak jadi nelayan tu bukan impian dia, itu adalah cita-cita dia. Dia nak, impian dia ialah dia nak menyelam di dasar laut, berenang bersama-sama kumpulan ikan. So itu impian dia. So impian dan cita-cita ni adalah dua yang berbeza tau. Cita-cita ni ialah the means to achieve the dreams. Bila saya tanyakan anak-anak, apakah impian anda? Dia cakap nak jadi doktor. Saya cakap itu bukan impian, itu cita-cita. Apa sebenarnya impian awak? Saya nak tolong orang. Andai kita bermimpi, mimpilah bulan atau bintang di langit. Andai kita jatuh, kita disambut awan, kita selamat. Tapi kalau kita impian kita sekadar langit sahaja, kita jatuh atas bumi, arwah dulu baik sampai mimpi. Try untuk kita didik anak-anak kita, murid-murid kita supaya dia impian dia lebih tinggi, lebih besar.
Kembali kita semula di dalam sesi webinar ini. Okey, nampaknya kita rancak ya, ada beberapa soalan daripada Encik Abdul Aziz ni, dia memang participate betul-betul. Saya sangat teruja. Jadi diharapkan sekejap lagi ada beberapa soalan, tapi sebelum tu kita teruskan dulu penyampaian daripada Cikgu Yasmin dan Cikgu Anuthra. Dipersilakan.
Okey, terima kasih Aini. Okey, so kita teruskan lagi discussion kita pada hari ini. Okay, so I think moving on from the misconception from what is STEM, okay, from all that, kita move on to the opportunity. Sebab saya rasa peluang untuk murid ni kita kena samaratakan. Ya, cuma like how I said earlier, di Skolar Futures, for now kita adalah pelengkap dan kita pun that's why kita nak provide opportunity for children and also parents especially, and of course teachers juga, okay, untuk kata apa, sama-sama look into the opportunities yang kita boleh give to our students. And opportunity ni bukan datang dalam bentuk macam Cikgu Anuthra kata tadi, the misconception is STEM ni kena masuk pertandingan. Bukan opportunity macam tu, but it's more an opportunity untuk murid yang ada inquiry dalam diri dia sendiri. Macam Encik Aziz cakap tadi, raise the right question, kan. So murid ni mesti ada persoalan dalam diri dia. Kenapa kenapa internet ni boleh, macam mana internet boleh orang kata, ni soalan pada anak murid saya, dia pernah tanya, macam mana semua orang boleh dapat internet? Sebab dia kata bila dia Google, what is www, World Wide Web. Tapi dia tak faham. Okay, so siapa nak terangkan pada dia? Maknanya dari situ kita tahu pembacaan dia, cara dia buat research. So itu yang kita nak provide kepada student. Itu yang kita rasa student is lacking. So buat research in STEM, okay, and then solve problems in STEM, okay, and then carry out project based learning, macam tu. And kita kena create the curiosity and at the same time kita bagi dia opportunity. So ada peluang tu yang kita nak sediakan kepada student melalui aktiviti kita. Of course kita tak boleh reveal kita punya aktiviti kat sini sebab kita nak student join program kita ni kan. So what do you say, Cikgu Anuthra?
Yeah, so betul, to complement what Cikgu Yasmin has said. So opportunity ni, dia macam mana nak cakap? I think thank you so much for the parents who have been actively, engaging with what we are sharing. It goes to show betapa invested parents are to what they want for their children. And as an educator, sebagai seorang guru, kita selalu rasa macam bila ibu bapa berminat dengan pembelajaran anak, not just looking at the sleep, but is the process of learning tu sendiri. Itu adalah benda yang kita sangat-sangat mahu bagilah peluang itu, because when we talk about the opportunity that we are going to give, students, the generation of students we are working with today, they are tech savvy generation. They are living the world as it is now.
Digital native kan?
Yeah, they are the digital natives. They were born with it and they are dealing with. But because of that so much of information, macam kita take for granted apa yang kita dah ada, sampai kita tak tahu macam mana nak manage them. Kita ada tools tapi we don't know how to use the tool well. Contohnya macam tu. So generasi sekarang ni dia bukan tak ada understanding tentang the world they live in, but how to make better sense of what is around them is the opportunity we want to give to your children. Because I think the opportunity in learning STEM is about like how best, okay, murid tu curious tentang sesuatu. Macam mana kita nak bantu curiosity tu? Before dia nak share dengan kita kena budayakan dulu ruang dan peluang untuk murid itu rasa selesa untuk communicate dia punya curiosity. That is the biggest barrier kan. So kita nak bagi peluang untuk murid itu sendiri communicate. And then at the same time, kita bagi dia banyak prompts, kita bagi dia banyak opportunity, peluang, okay, untuk dig deeper into what they are interested in. And how can they work on that? And what are the challenges they are facing? And sebagai their facilitator, what can we do to support that learning? So I think we are definitely wanting we want this opportunity to be part of their journey, that learning journey, that discovering themselves. So that itself is going to be a great asset lah dalam pembelajaran tu. Because peluang kita bagi kepada murid itu ialah peluang untuk murid itu sendiri mencari di mana kekuatan dia, di mana minat dia. Because a lot of students say, I don't know what I want to be. I'm not interested in what is there out there, because they never actually were given a chance to truly ask themselves, experience themselves apa dia nak. And I think that is basically what myself and Cikgu Yasmin and the team is aiming for in this whole phase of interacting and working with these students.
So pada yang masih ada kat sini, so dekat chat box tu ada a small narrative lah, yeah, on what you're going to face, yeah, if you join us. Okay, and ada Google Form juga yang boleh diisi, okay, untuk tujuan tersebut. Okay, so, yeah, it was shared again, yeah. Okay. Okay, so now kita cakap sikit tentang kita punya program. So basically dalam program untuk pillar STEM pillars ni, kita akan cover semua sustainable development goal, okay, dalam modul-modul STEM yang kita dah sediakan, dan dia akan cover 12 minggu dan student yang join tu mengikut age group. Okay, so age groupnya 7 to 9, and then 10 to 14 and 15 to 17. So in the different age group ni, kita sebenarnya ada seorang lagi dalam tim kita, Cikgu Mahfuzah, yang head of the program untuk 7 to 9 years old. Okay, dan setiap modul tu ada problem. Maksudnya dalam 12 minggu tu memang ada problem yang kita pilih berdasarkan the SDG tu, dan murid akan solve lah dengan orang kata apa, bimbingan daripada kami. Okay, so what makes it like so special nak join the program and be part of this learning opportunity. Okay, sebab here we want the student to realise yang kita sebenarnya ada masalah kat dunia ni, kecil atau besar ada je masalah kan. Tapi kita nak bagi I would want to repeat this again and again. Kita nak bagi peluang lah pada student untuk solve problems, ya, solve problem. Sebab solving problem ni dia bukan terhad kepada apa yang berlaku di sekolah, tapi at the same time boleh propel the student forward, okay, through our programs. Okay, and yes, betul Encik Aziz, STEM ni memang dia ambil masa sebab setiap student dia bukan orang kata apa berada pada tahap pemikiran ataupun learning orang kata ability yang sama, dan communication pun penting, correct? Yes, the syllabus memang definitely is something different. Tapi to overcome this, pandangan daripada parents, okay, nak overcome it in terms of teachers. So the teacher memang kena tahulah, especially when teaching science, physics, chemistry, biology, kena tahu bagaimana nak integrate STEM dalam subjek masing-masing. Okay, and KPM memang sedang giat juga buat bermacam program untuk guru-guru. Cuma di sini kita tak nak macam saya cakap tadi, kita adalah pelengkap kepada sistem pendidikan di Malaysia. So kita nak bagilah the opportunity, ya. So in our programs too, this is an online based program. So student masih kena buat macam dia ada presentation, ya, dia ada juga kena produce product, kena juga buat macam sharing of idea, and kita akan include juga a small part of like macam business development kan, sebab at the end of the day student kena ada rasa belonging kepada projek yang dia nak solve, dan at the same time dia boleh guna projek tersebut untuk dia punya future. So kalau dia minat untuk explore better in it, so kita bantulah student tersebut untuk explore in terms of monetary gain lah, ya. Okay, so alright, so untuk everyone who's watching, ini bukan hasrat kami. This is not the cost offered. There's not more books to read, okay, or more pages to solve. Okay, memang kita tak berorientasikan macam ni lah, macam dalam gambar ni. Okay, so ini bukan satu hala tuju masa depan yang kita nak student face, but instead kita nak this idea. Okay, this is our interpretation. This is actually, and kalau those yang familiar with AI generated images, this is two of it. Okay, ni memang created by AI generator. So this is how the future looks like. This is how we want the students to be like. So macam saya sendiri pernah ke NASA di space camp. Anak saya tengok gambar t-shirt saya pakai roket, dia kata, "Mami, kenapa you pergi roket tak bawa air?" Dan saya pun macam, my girl has a dream nak pergi naik roket. Dia baru 6 tahun. So dreams ni kadang-kadang kita tak boleh, kita tak tahu kan impian anak tu macam mana. So kita provide lah kepada anak kita. Kita provide kepada anak-anak kita. So macam for me, Cikgu Anuthra, our provision in school memang endless. So this is another contribution yang kami nak buat untuk orang kata apa, macam JDT cakap lah kan, luaskan apa, kuasamu kan. JDT punya slogan tu. Tapi kita nak bring our classroom to the world. So in our context is bring our classroom, our small cute classroom, our small lab in school to everyone. So this is one way of realizing that, and Skolar Futures is providing the platform for us and also for the students in Malaysia to join us in this. Cikgu Anuthra, ada anything else to add to this?
Yeah, I just would like to say that, like what Encik Aziz was saying about how it takes a lot of time, kan? Time consuming untuk syllabus STEM and so on, kan? So I would like to tie that back to this whole idea of this program, because at the beginning, the first step is always the hardest. We all cannot deny the fact that bila kita nak mulakan sesuatu, it takes a little bit longer. Because my pengalaman sendiri working with my students, young kids and also teenagers, pada peringkat awal pembudayaan STEM itu buat mereka, for them to think the way we want them to think, for them to be independent learners, it takes a little bit of time. But we believe through the program, when students are allowed that opportunity untuk learn how to learn, kita jarang invest on helping these kids understand actually how to learn, how to get this information. We are talking about, we want to teach them a specific subject and so on, but we don't really tell them how can they learn that subject well. So that is one thing that is very important in STEM education, because we want our students, our kids, to be independent learners. Because in the end of the day, only when they are independent and they take ownership of their learning, they are unstoppable. They can do anything they want. So pada peringkat awal tu, maybe it may be time consuming, yes, without a doubt. Tapi over the time, we akan nampak kita punya target ialah bila murid enroll dalam tu course, bukan kita nak murid tu constantly to always be dependent on the course. No. But we want to produce these students yang bila they exit, they're independent learners. They can do what they want. They have their voice and they're willing to actually, take ownership of it and tell others and work on their dreams instead of just realizing what their parents' dreams are or what the community dreams are. So yeah, I think these two images yang we want you to share with you is the whole idea of our aspiration for the students in our course. So kita rasa kalau murid-murid ni diberi peluang untuk, even though it's going to be online, so there are going to be a lot of ways we are going to evaluate. Yes, of course, evaluation cannot run from any course, kan, Encik Aziz? So our understanding of going through years of teaching, we really feel that assessment has to be multidimensional. It has to be many, many ways of assessing learning. And assessing and evaluating learning doesn't necessarily have to be from facilitator to the student, but it will be from peers to peers, students to students, facilitator to teachers, facilitator to the students, as well as we are also looking at opportunity to involve the parents in the evaluation process itself. So we are still working on it, and we are really, really looking forward to, test run this, and we believe that it's going to be extremely enjoyable program, especially for the kids. And yeah, I think we definitely hope that peluang yang kita bagi dengan anak-anak murid ni nanti akan bagi mereka satu sense of ownership, belonging to what they want to be in the future, and eventually create the kind of resilient students yang kita nak lah, I think. Back to you, Kak.
Yeah, betul. Yeah, I guess That's what we wanted lah. Yeah, that's what we wanted. So join us, okay. Boleh isi dulu form tersebut dan kita ada few more sessions of kata apa macam introduction to our courses. So sikit-sikit kita akan release lah the excitement dan regarding the evaluation tu is more on a holistic approach. Kita tak ada apa macam satu one stop idea yang sesuai untuk setiap student, tapi one stop yang orang kata apa kita pukul rata untuk setiap student, tapi it's more on developing the student punya abilities and skills. So it's more on that. Okay, so I think we've come to the end of our session. Yeah, so hopefully kita dah enlighten everyone. We are not like macam nak go against any flow in any part of anywhere, okay, in Malaysia, tapi we are here to be the orang kata pelengkap kepada the whole education system. So yeah, so hopefully you'll join us and we can showcase our classroom to everyone. Okay, so I end this with yeah, okay, so Skolar is providing this and memang saya pun tertarik dengan idea yang dibawa oleh Skolar Futures, okay, kerana our dreams are aligned, okay, and hopefully parents and students alike akan join us and see that how to make our life better, yeah. So that it's an ideal situation. So we win-win situation for everyone.
Okey, terima kasih Cikgu Yasmin dan Cikgu Anuthra. Boleh ke lagi 2 soalan? Boleh ke? Boleh. Cikgu Anuthra thumbs up. Cikgu Yasmin boleh ke? Lagi 2 soalan saja.
Jangan terjawab semua.
Don't worry, Cikgu Yasmin will help me one.
Okey, satu soalan. Saya rasa Encik Abdul Aziz ni mungkin educators kot, okay? How to evaluate the achievement of the student? Since kita cakap pasal STEM ni lebih kepada skill. Jadi macam mana kita nak evaluate dia punya pencapaian budak-budak ni?
Rasanya tadi saya dah address benda ni kan. I think both of us dah address about evaluation. Kita tak ada exam, definitely tak. Cuma kita ada time frame sebab dalam 12 minggu tu murid kena selesaikan projects and also the course itself. Okay, so it's more on the learning ability dan kita akan provide macam a report lah on the progress of the student week by week. Okay, so parents and students sendiri boleh dapatkan the report from us, okay, from Skolar, okay, so that boleh tengok progress student tersebut.
Okay, dapat satu jawapan solid ya. Harapnya Cik Abdul Aziz berpuas hati dengan jawapan Cikgu Yasmin. Okay, satu lagi soalan daripada FB tadi saya dapat tengok. Macam mana STEM ni boleh apply untuk kanak-kanak yang bukan normal macam kita?
Okay.
Normal?
Maybe I want to share a little bit on the work I do with special students, special kids. So kebetulan saya ada pengalaman itu walaupun sekolah saya tidak cater untuk PPKI. So one thing that I worked with is an autistic boy. He was 9 years old. So what we did is through project-based learning, kita introduce robotics and programming, and then he start working. Sebab he is so special that he refused to work with others. Kadang-kadang ada murid tu dia tak boleh nak work with others because of dia punya special needs or the way dia tak boleh nak communicate kan dengan orang lain. But kita build on dia punya curiosity and dia punya interest. So we meet them, macam kita cakap, kita try to meet halfway lah dengan dia kan. We go to where they are and we find that working with him gave him an opportunity to actually dig deeper into his interest, menyebabkan dia begitu berminat dengan the way the project works, dan sehingga dia menjadi seorang murid yang sangat macam dia ada problem dengan attention kan, tapi kerana dia minat, because it's hands on, you know, it's all about projects, it's about I don't want to talk to others but I can still be very participative in my own way. So ini memberi peluang kepada dia untuk stay in the problem longer, which usually is a problem with such kids. Macam tu. So meaning to say, kita cuba bantu murid-murid ni di mana dia berada, instead of changing them to fit a specific regimented system. Tapi more on allowing them to grow as they are, whoever they are. We meet them at where they are, something like that. So I think STEM definitely helps that, because STEM education basically is very hands-on. You know, you get your hands dirty, you go and play, make mistakes, fall, break your legs, wake up, you know, that kind of opportunity, and you learn, fail, drop, then wake up. So I think that is the whole journey. So we focus on the journey of learning instead so much of on the end result or destination. If that answers the question.
Ya, dapat kita lihat kan anak-anak ni dia punya kemahiran berbeza-beza. Cara dia cater pun berbeza-beza. Jadi tak kisahlah dia special needs atau dia bias normal macam kita perlu berikan masa dan ruang dan kita perlu faham mereka. Okey, jadi saya sangat teruja bermalam ni dengan STEM. Pada zaman saya tak ada siapa yang terang-terangkan pasal STEM ni. Jadi kita belajar je lah. Ikut je lah mak kata. Jadi doktor. Jadi polis. Jadi lawyer. Jadi rupanya kena korek anak-anak ni daripada kecil. Apa kemahiran mereka. Okey, jadi sekarang saya minta untuk siapa yang available, kita buka kamera sekejap untuk kita adakan sesi fotografi. Okey. Saya sebenarnya tak pernah guna Mac. Jadi malam ni saya terkedek-kedek sikit menggunanya. Okey. Satu, dua, tiga. Okey. Sekejap. Lagi sekali. Satu, dua, tiga. Okey. Terima kasih banyak siapa yang buka kamera. Membantu saya. Terima kasih Cikgu Yasmin dan Cikgu Anuthra. Lagi sekali saya berikan sedikit maklumat, okey, di mana para ibu bapa boleh mengisi Google Form yang telah diberikan sebentar saja tadi. Mana ni? Okey. Okey. Untuk cungkil bakat anak-anak, ni ialah satu program untuk kita bawakan kepada program STEM. Okey, terima kasih banyak-banyak Cikgu Yasmin dan Cikgu Anuthra atas perkongsian pada malam ini. Okey, yang mana ada soalan boleh terus ke FB Skolar Malaysia, boleh tanya, nanti Cikgu Anuthra atau Cikgu Yasmin boleh tengok, dan juga kami daripada Skolar Malaysia sangat bersahati menerima anak-anak anda. Sekian, terima kasih. Sehingga kita berjumpa lagi.